All right, guys, breaking news from around the league.
What is so breaking that you have me here on this day? I don't even know what the hell I'm doing here.
All right, just stay put, bro. You're killing me. Breaking news from around the league.
Let's hear it. All right, we're here with Len Hiatt. Right? Hiatt, is that right?
Yep. Len Hiatt, like the hotel.
That's right. So Len is the National High School Director, right, for the ACL.
Yep.
And everybody saw the news, Len, that you dropped a couple days ago that they're going to be adding high school, college, and USA events to a few of these opens coming up, right? I think it's open number 8, which is in Kansas City, and then 10 through 16. And I know I was excited when I saw this. I know how much of a buzz the National College Cornhole Championship was this past couple months ago, right? And we just wanted to, I guess, kind of pick your brain and obviously have you kind of explain a little more in depth, how did it come to be? How long have y'all thinking of doing something like this? And I know some people had some questions.
Yeah, no, that's great stuff. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. So after the national high school and college event in Myrtle Beach, Stacy and Trey sent out an email and just said, hey, how did you guys feel like it went? What are some ways that we can keep the momentum going and keep kids excited about what's going on with the ACL? And one of the things that came up was, like, hey, is there a time in all these opens around the country that we can fit in a piece for high school, college, and USA Cornhole? We've already got these great facilities and events going. Can we just find a spot to encourage kids to come, college kids, high school kids, to come take part in this? And so, they looked at it and said, hey, Fridays would actually be a really good day to do this. And then those players can stick around and they can still do the open and play in the rounders portion of it, see where they land, and then do singles, doubles, all that good stuff. So, yeah, no, I'm super excited about it. I know I've got a ton of great feedback from kids and players, directors, saying that they're excited. So that's the plan right now, is on Friday afternoon. It'll be a high school doubles or a college doubles tournament. And then it'll roll into the rest of the open on Saturday and Sunday. As kids get out of out of the high school kids get out of school, I'm hoping that we can also add a singles, but that's not a for sure thing yet. But I'm hoping that Friday earlier in the day, maybe if it works out, we can do a singles and then do the doubles later and then roll into the open, just like we're going to do now.
Gotcha, and that's really cool. We're big fans down here of the college cornhole. I mean, Kobe Costanza's from here, so
oh yeah,
we were glued to the TV.
He was lights out. He was so much fun to watch.
He was. And so how is it? So Len, is it gonna be just like that college format where you have to play with someone from your school, or are you allowed to mix and match with friends from different schools and colleges?
So right now it's from the same school district. So like I got an email earlier from the largest school district in Oklahoma saying, hey, we want to get cornhole going in our high schools. What do we need to do? Well, she said, we've got 10 high schools in our school district. Well, that school district, any kid from any of the 10 could partner up. But some of the other smaller ones, basically however many high schools you have in your district is what you're limited to. And as far as I know, we are going to keep it at that for this open.
Okay. And then for the college, it would have to be from the same college.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
it was before. Awesome.
Yep,
and,
exactly.
And so, so what are they going to be playing for? Is it cash prizes, scholarship money, or is there something towards the end of the season?
So for this, for the high school and college, for every 6 entries, we're going to give one entry into the national championships. So we get obviously 18 teams we'll give away 3 entries into the national championship. And then, like I talked a little bit earlier, the next day, Saturday and Sunday, playing in the Open, they would win whatever anybody else wins.
Right.
So,
there's so much talent, man, in that young group.
oh, it
In
is.
high school and college, even around here, we it was great for a while, and then all the kids got involved, and now they just come take our money every week at the blind.
Oh, isn't it funny?
It's
yeah,
crazy.
great.
Yeah, well, we blame it on COVID, right? The kids were in school, they were doing virtual learning.
That's exactly. I've been telling everybody. I mean, these kids just stay home all day and throw backs. I mean,
Right.
but that's just a good excuse, I think.
And so, Len, let's say there's someone, a kid that wants to play. Perhaps his high school isn't already involved in cornhole. Do you have anything that he can do to kind of get his high school involved?
What I've really started pushing after the national championships is just for school districts, schools to integrate it into their PE program. I don't know how many people. There's national standards out there for every state in the country, PE standards that include cornhole. They're, the standards. It's already dialed. So I mean, all people have to do is say, hey, we're going to do a week-long cornhole unit, or and it's backed. I mean, the district, they won't get any pushback from their district because they can back it with standards, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
And then also clubs are so easy to get going. You can cut through a lot of red tape, as opposed to the interscholastic, like a football or basketball program, which is where we want to be down the road. But I don't know. There's a lot of red tape with that, and so we're definitely working towards that. But right now, what people can do to get cornhole in their schools is to start a club, and basically you need an advisor. It's the high school directorship is a free directorship through the ACL, so they would want a director or I can't think, my brain, not a teacher, but basically an adult or somebody leading the program to sign up for a high school directorship.
Nice. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Spread the word.
So I was. You said that USA Cornhole is gonna have events too, right?
Yes.
These opens.
Yeah, and I'm not positive what event that's going to be. If that's going to be another doubles tournament, or if they're going to do a team event. I don't know the answer to that yet, but I believe that'll be Friday as well.
Okay, and then kind of going back to, you said that for every 6 entries, for every 6 teams, right, there would be 1 entry to the national championship.
National championships. Yep.
Yeah. So when they make it there, what is the end goal? What are they playing for then?
So, for instance, the team out of Colorado that won the team event won like $8,500 for their to start a cornhole program at their school. The team out of Maryland, the Dodson brothers, and gosh, I'm not good with names right now, but and their 2 other teammates won, close to I don't know, $7,500. The kids out of Mumford, Tennessee, they won $6,000 for and you can really get a program going when you start bringing in that kind of money. So that's what they win at the national championships. Just like for the college, they're winning college scholarships.
Right.
Right now, our aim is to start pouring money towards districts being able to actually have programs and get stuff up and running and going. So that may change. It could easily, there's nothing to say that by next year it won't be scholarships or something. I don't think it's going to probably ever just be straight cash.
Right.
But those decisions are made above my head. So
No,
I'm just excited to be able to watch some more cornhole.
yeah,
You know?
especially,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's like, oh, this kid's in high school, and in a couple of years, he's definitely gonna be killing me in cornhole. But I mean, the fact that they can win money to start up cornhole is huge for that district. I know I deal in my position where I'm at. I deal with a lot of school districts, and a lot of things comes into budgetary reasons, right? We don't have the budget for it to fit it this year or next year. But you say, hey, look, we want to fit cornhole in, and this district has money on top of it to put into it. So that's just kind of like a jump start, and it gives them an additional reason to start it up and have that financial backing for it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was in education for 18 years, and a lot of that was as an athletic director. And so many times people would come and say, hey, we want to do this with the kids, or hey, I want to take the team here for a tournament. And it always seems like it comes down to money. It's like, oh yeah, if there's money for it, I would love to send the kids to Anaheim for a tournament, or wherever. But that's not cheap, and starting new programs isn't cheap. And if you can bring a check back to your ASB advisor, your athletic director, and say, hey, we've got $8,500. We want to start a cornhole club here. You can buy a lot of bags and boards and score towers for $8,500.
Right.
Definitely. And I mean, it's just great to get the younger generations involved. I mean, my little nephew was 7, and I know he's a little bit under high school, but he's I think he's in elementary school, but he wanted cornhole boards for Christmas, so Santa brought him that, and he was ecstatic. So he was so excited. It was awesome. So yeah, I just love to see the kids get involved for sure.
Very
I
cool.
think somebody did ask too on one of your posts, and I think we know the answer to this, but we just kind of want clarification. They do have to be in high school, right? Is it somebody in middle school cannot participate in this quite yet, right?
No, for right now, it's grades 9 through 12, and need to be currently enrolled. Yeah.
Okay, so that was my next question: was can an 8th grader that's in some of the high schools go down, but it has to be 9 through 12.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it depends to different states. They
Yeah.
start high school in 8th grade, so it's just depends where you're at and where you're located. I mean, I think this is great. More cornhole exposure, especially parents see it, and then it's like, hey, we play in the backyard all the time at these events. Just kind of like people who tailgate. That's kind of how we got into it a little bit too. But now they can see it now I can have my high school kid doing this. They're not involved in any sports currently, but maybe they like playing cornhole. So that's just another reason to get them involved off the streets, doing more things, extracurricular, other than maybe a major sport now, even though that's where cornhole is going. So
Sure. One thing that I saw at the national championships, and it reminded me from my years as an athletic director, it was so cool that, all the kids or most of the kids brought parents or aunts and uncles or grandparents that were there watching. And so in that national championship match, every time a bag went in the hole, there was large numbers of people that were super excited and getting loud, and and you don't always see that, and so it was really cool to have the fans there with specific interest, like they full on were behind this group of kids, and it was great. I loved every bit of it. I'm excited to see more high school events take off, and hopefully directors from around the country. That's my other push is, man, if you're running a local or a regional or a conference event, find 4 sets of boards and run a high school. You're already there doing it anyways, and so hopefully that'll start to kind of take off, and high school divisions will start popping up in regionals and conferences and whatnot.
I think so more and more. I know around our area we've had a couple of people start up these junior leagues. The kids are in middle school going to high school, and that's starting to pick up more because they want to play with their friends, and then they come out and then they play at the maybe they play on the regional side after. But you just see more and more junior leagues starting up, so I think this will definitely help kickstart it too, especially when they see the exposure that it gets.
Yeah, I sure hope so. I think so too. So looking forward to it.
No, it's exciting, man, and especially like you said, something I add on Fridays. I know right now it's typically the women's senior singles and the open blind draw, but just you can have that added event with the high school kids, and then it's also, I think it's another reason, right, for them to come to something like that because they could see the advanced blind draw that has the pros playing the women's and senior singles. So the high school kids are already there, and the college kids are already there with their families, so they just kind of see how good these players are, and it kind of sets a standard of where they want to be. and then it's going to make them want to play more and more.
Yep. Well, and I think it'll naturally just add to the numbers for your other events too, because if they're there for the high school, they're most likely going to stick around and play in the, maybe they'll play in the intermediate or the competitive if that's
Right.
where they're at, or maybe they'll go out and win the advanced. Who knows? But
Yeah.
they're there already. I think you're just adding to the number of entries for your event. So it makes sense to me at least, but I'm also a little biased on the subject. So
No, it does. I mean, it reminds me too, like around our area, it was a lot of recreational departments, but now kids these days, they go play in these big showcase events for baseball or soccer or whatever, basketball. And that's where they get the exposure, So maybe some of these bag companies see them, or these other apparel companies, somebody say they see how good this kid's doing. And like, we want to get this kid when he's young and make sure he's involved more,
For sure.
So it gives them that national exposure. I think it's awesome.
Yep.
Agreed.
Definitely.
Agreed.
All right, Len. Well, I mean, we appreciate you taking the time. I know there's more and more details going to come out. We're excited about this. We're excited to share the news, and we were happy when we saw it. So thank you again, and we're looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. This was fun, and I'm gonna definitely check out King Seat Podcast. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, thank you,
Thanks,
and
Len.
hopefully we'll talk again soon.